Hi, my name is Julio Rivera. I'm an activist, journalist, adventurer, veteran, television presenter, and businessman. I've covered many of the major historical events going on around the world over the past several years, and after watching regime changes, conflict, and historic elections globally, I've come to the conclusion that the most underreported crisis in the world today can be defined in only one word: malware. That's why I've decided to dedicate my time to educating people everywhere and exposing the dangers that exist on the devices that we've become tethered to and depend on for so many reasons in our day-to-day life. Welcome to This Week in Malware. On This Week in Malware, we'll be covering the hacking group known as EvilCorp, which was behind the years-long BitPaymer and Dridex attacks, has been blocked from deploying WastedLocker Ransomware. Will Latin America become the next frontier for cybercriminals? And Gluteba, all you need to know about the sneaky new cryptojacking malware that is being called unstoppable. In previous videos, we've discussed a dangerous hacking group known as EvilCorp, who, despite being hit with indictments from the US Department of Justice, have continued to levy significant cyber attacks targeting companies while demanding ransom payments in the millions. Well, EvilCorp recently hit a roadblock as attacks against a wide range of industry sectors, including 5 manufacturing firms, 4 organizations in the information technology sector, and 3 dealing in telecommunications were identified by security firm Symantec, who alerted their customers to the attacks as EvilCorp attempted to deploy WastedLocker ransomware on their networks. EvilCorp, formerly known as the Dridex gang, has become one of the largest malware and spam botnets on the internet over the last 13 years via its Dridex operation and more recent attacks using its custom ransomware they created called BitPaymer. Over a period from 2017 to 2019, they used the computers they infected with the Dridex malware to look for corporate networks and then deployed BitPaymer on the largest companies they could identify. Eventually, the US Justice Department stepped in and charged several of the gang members with cybercrimes in December of 2019. The brazen gang of cybercriminals was not going to allow federal indictments to stop them for long, however. In January of 2020, barely a month after the DOJ charged several members, they launched a small number of malware campaigns, usually for other hackers, until March of 2020, when they went again silent for a brief period. They came back in a big way when they returned with a new tool called WastedLocker that they have used to make demands as large as $10 million against some of their higher profile victims. Symantec published a report on their findings on WastedLocker and cautioned corporations looking to protect against their ransomware strain that the attackers behind this threat appear to be skilled and experienced, capable of penetrating some of the most well-protected corporations, stealing credentials, and moving with ease across their networks. As such, WastedLocker is a highly dangerous piece of ransomware. A successful attack could cripple the victim's network, leading to significant disruption of their operations and a costly cleanup operation. WastedLocker ransomware appears to be secure at the moment, which means its victims have no way to decrypt their files for free. So the best way to survive a WastedLocker attack, like most ransomware and malware attacks, is to prevent it from ever happening. Over the past few decades, when people think of crime in South and Central America, images of drug cartels and human trafficking horrors always seem to spring to the top of people's minds. But now, in the digital age, is a shift to illicit cyber activities on the horizon? It seems that Latin America's criminals are dropping into the so-called dark web to purchase malware and ransomware, as the criminal tactics mostly seen in Eastern Europe, Russia, and Asia are going global. Cybercriminals worldwide have traditionally employed code devised by the Russian and Eastern European to execute global cyber attacks. A new and enterprising group of Latin American hackers, especially in Brazil and Mexico, are writing their own code and selling it around the world. With banks in Latin America ill-equipped to deal with the proliferation of new cyber attacks, criminal syndicates have begun to make them victims, and they also have an eye on targets in the United States. These new Latin American malware strains are no amigos. Armavaldo, which is a Brazilian Trojan that was designed to target Spanish and Portuguese banks, started attacking financial institutions in Latin America's largest economy in 2019. It expanded its reach, however, with attacks recently reported in Mexico. Plotus, which is part of a Mexican family of malware, allows users to exploit ATM machines. ATM manufacturer Diebold Nixdorf said in 2018 that US authorities have warned of potential attacks in America utilizing the malware. The Organization of American States, or OAS, says that Plotus malware has also been sold to criminal groups in the US. In Colombia and Venezuela, cybercriminals use ransomware to steal information from high-level executives and then use the stolen information to blackmail them. The effects are just beginning to be felt in a big way, as OAS research suggests 92% of banks in Latin America reported hacks in 2018. The region's banks collectively lost a total of $809 million in 2017 as a result of cybercrime. In 2019, in response to an increase in incidents, Brazilian authorities ordered all banks to have a cybersecurity policy. Latin America is now poised to be the next hotbed for cybercrime. With no shortage of targets globally and knowledge of the tactics started in faraway continents, expect the number of hacking attacks to continue to increase over the next several years. Gluteba malware is a sneaky new malware that hackers can control remotely, and it includes a versatile range of components that enable it to cover its tracks. Gluteba updates itself using encrypted messages that are hidden in the Bitcoin blockchain. The Gluteba bot creates backdoors with full access to contaminated devices, which are added to its fast-growing botnet. It is thought to be a highly self-defending malware with enhancing features that enable the malware to evade detection. One of the more unique aspects of Gluteba is that it employs Bitcoin blockchain as a means for receiving new configuration information, given that Bitcoin transactions can include a comment of up to 80 characters. Gluteba uses this as its messaging space for encrypted messages. The messages contain secrets, such as command and control server names, hiding them in plain sight within the public blockchain. What else can Gluteba malware do? It's a cryptojacker, which means that it can act as a management tool for crypto miners. It can also distribute itself automatically across networks. It also acts as a security suppressor that can turn Windows Defender off. It's also a browser stealer that goes after local Chrome, Firefox, Yandex, and Opera data files. It can exploit popular home and small business routers and attack other people connected to the network. Gluteba is still under constant development, as Sophos Labs writes. With the use of its exhaustive backdoor functions, Gluteba can download a wide variety of other malware while collecting a large amount of information from the victim's computer. Even today, Gluteba drops cryptocurrency miners and browser stealer components, attacks microtech routers, and leverages its proxy components to conceal which binary is communicating with the outside world. CTO at security firm Casa, Jameson Lopp, has described the malware as an unstoppable app. This sophisticated malware is another example of the non-monetary use of the blockchain and its uncensorable public ledger, including virtual power plants and open digital ID system. Some of the practices you can engage in to protect yourself are Look for updates on your system. Make sure that your operating system, apps, and devices like routers or servers are up to date. Use the best possible anti-malware program and employ web filtering. Stay away from cracked software programs that you can download on the web for free and pay for a licensed version. Because generally, when it comes to software, free is not better, and those too good to be true programs are usually infected with malware. You know, as I think about the dangers that exist online, not unlike the subjects we learned about in this video, I know I feel a lot better having an anti-malware program like Spy Hunter installed in my PC, providing me the protection I need against malware, and I think you should too. Spy Hunter 5's strongest features are found in its malware repair capabilities. Spy Hunter 5's remediation algorithms dive deep into your system to remove and address complex malware issues affecting PCs today. While many anti-malware products only flag and quarantine malware and ultimately fail to fully remediate the root problem, the Spy Hunter 5 remediation algorithm detects, quarantines, and programmatically repairs malware problems on your PC. Spy Hunter 5 is a powerful PC utility that repairs malware threats in many cases where other competing anti-malware and antivirus programs may fail. To detect and remove malware for free, go to enigmasoftware.com and download Spy Hunter today. Thanks for watching.